Okay, ran out of time in the last video, but we're still here. Okay, remember we came up with this equation, and I'm just trying to simplify this thing, get it looking a little nicer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I said I was just going to distribute this 0.06, which is just, you know, the interest rate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to use my calculator. I'm going to put 0.06 times 7,000. And that comes out to equal 420. 0.06 times negative y. Okay. 0.08 times y. Equals 520. Now I have two like terms here. That's a -6, negative 0.06 plus positive 0.06. That's just going to give me .02. Now this is starting to look like one of those normal equations that we saw in earlier in algebra, just one of those pretty easy ones. So we're just going to we want to get y by itself, so we'll just subtract. Actually, I'm going to write it on the next piece of paper because I'm starting to get kind of crooked on my writing. Okay, so I just rewrote that. And now I want to subtract 420 from both sides. And that's gonna leave me with 0.02y being equal to 520. Then I'm just gonna go 0.02. I'm gonna divide both sides. Okay. Oops. I made a mistake. This is actually 100. I'm sorry. That is 100. Okay. So these cancel out, and it leaves y being divided by 0.02. Go ahead and just punch it in your calculator. That means y is $5,000. Now let's go back to our original equation here. Remember we took $7,000 into two different accounts. We put X dollars in account 1, we put Y dollars in account number 2. Okay, so that means that X plus Y was going to be equal to our $7,000. So I'm going to rewrite that over here. Okay, we just found out that y was equal to $5,000. Now we can subtract the 5,000 from each side. And it looks like x is going to be equal to $2,000. So, moving back here, we now know how much money we put into each account, okay? Into account number 1, okay, we invested $2,000 at 6%. And account number 2, we put in $5,000 at 8%. That makes sense. We put more money in the higher paying account. So if we did everything right, we should be able to check our answer here. So 2,000 times 6% plus 5,000 times 8% better equal 520, or else we didn't do something right. And I just typed it into my calculator, and it looks like we're okay. So that's kind of how we do things. And since I've got some time, let's just go ahead and do a review. Okay. We took $7,000 and we put it into 2 different accounts. Okay. It doesn't tell us how much we put into each account, but it did tell us the interest. So we found an equation that represented the interest in one account plus the interest in the other account that represented the total interest. And then we used another equation. We went back to our word problem to figure out this principal amount equation right here, and then we used this equation to eliminate one of the variables. Now, let me just actually go back here. We could have done this with either y or x. I could have subtracted, I could have said y is equal to 7,000 minus x, and I would have got the exact same answer. Okay, so that's a confusing part sometimes, you know, for students. They think, well, what if I there's 2 of them, what if I flip them around backwards? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Maybe if I had more time, I'd go through here and I'd do it this way. But I'm gonna have to ask you to just trust me. You could actually try doing it yourself. You know, go back through and work this problem out if you want, and you will get the same thing. So don't be afraid of that. So that is, you know, a good business math question. It's a good word problem, and I think you really want to practice these things and get good at doing word problems, because that stuff's gonna number one, that stuff's on like the ACT, the SAT, and that's real life. You know, we've been chugging away doing, you know, numbers, crunching numbers for a while here, but crunching numbers, you know, is meaningless unless they have a purpose. Okay, so. And this stuff right here, this is the actual real life applications of math. So that's what you want to get good at. Okay? See you in the next video. We'll do more of these.